LittleMxStar。
Hello everyone, my name is Star. So if you weren't able to read the trigger warning for either like learning difficulty reasons or like anything else, the following content that I will be discussing is emotional abuse, manipulation, lying. Well, actually, manipulation and lying is like kind of the same thing. Gaslighting, religious abuse. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention in the warning, homophobia and transphobia. And also like guilt tripping, and just basically I'm just gonna say emotional abuse and religious abuse, and also like homophobia / transphobia. Now, before I begin telling my story, I would just like to say, do not harass anybody involved. All I want you guys to do is to not follow this person on social media because they do not deserve their platform. And I honestly never thought I would get into beef with another YouTuber until today. So yeah, and I'm sorry for my face being a bit pinker than usual. I was crying earlier because of this, because she was a close friend of mine. Why am I bleeding all of a sudden? Oh wait, no, I'm not bleeding. That's just dried blood. I don't know how dried blood got on my arm. I actually have a scab there, so I probably scratched myself on accident. But anyway, so a little bit of background. driftlooney, aka Juliana, she's been an internet influencer for 2 years, I believe, so much shorter time than I have been an influencer, which is for like 9 years. So I believe I started when I was 13 and I'm 21. So when I turned 23, I would have been an influencer for 10 years. So, wait. Yeah. In 2 years, it would be 10 years of me being an influencer. So I've been an influencer for 8 years, actually. I started on August 5th of 2015, basically, is when I started creating content online. But I started off on Vine, on Vine, and then it got shut down in 2017. Sorry, my leg is... I have a hard time moving into a comfortable position given my chronic illness, because it causes my joints to be stiff. But anyway, in 2017, Vine shut down. So in 2017, I became a YouTuber on August 15th. So technically, I've been an influencer ever since August 5th, 2015. But I didn't officially start professionally until August 15th, 2017, not 15, sorry. And I never really had other people that I was friends with be influencers until like a year ago when I met driftlooney. So a little bit of backstory. Me and driftlooney are both disabled. We are both open about it online. However, the key difference between us is that driftlooney is very, very Christian. And I'm not going to expose super personal information or anything like that, because I may be petty, but I'm not gonna fucking get charged with doxing someone. Fuck that shit. But yeah, both me and her are open about our disabilities online, and we both advocated for disabilities of all kinds. However, she advocated for something else that is actually not helpful, but really harmful. And I'll get into what that is in a minute. So we met a year ago because I happened to move into my first independent home as an adult. Like, I'm 21, sorry. I'm grabbing my water bottle. I'm probably gonna have to drink a lot of water because, like, I've been crying a lot today. It was a good day until I found out what happened, and you'll see why in a minute. But like a year ago, I met her on Mother's Day, which was when I moved into my first independent living space. Now you guys are aware that I moved to a different location for 2 reasons. One, simply the home I was living in was not really working out, which isn't that uncommon for young adults. Like, young adults tend to move around really fast because some of us haven't found a proper home yet to live on our own yet. But now I live in a much better environment, and I think I'm gonna stay here for probably a couple of years until I'm ready to move out and live completely on my own. So yeah, me and Juliana met on Mother's Day, and we very quickly became friends because we both had similar interests. We both loved anime, we both loved drawing, we both loved deep conversations, we both loved talking about disabilities and what to do to make the world more accessible. We had a lot in common, except 2 key things. One, the way we were raised was different. She was raised in a extremely Christian household growing up. I was raised in a more free household where I was free to believe in whatever I wanted. Like, half of my family is religious, but the other half isn't. Like, most of my family is like I was raised in like a hippie like environment. Sorry, I'm fidgeting because I'm really nervous and I don't want to say the wrong thing to make the situation worse that I just now got into. So I really don't want to say anything to make it worse, you know? But like, Juliana was raised in a very strict Christian household. Like, and I'm not talking about like mild to where like, oh, you just go to church every Sunday. No, it was a Catholic household, and I thought to myself, well, I'm not gonna judge somebody just because of the way they were raised. Like, I still do have a lot of friends that are Christian and stuff. I have friends that are Christian, and I used to know someone who was Muslim, but sadly, somehow we lost contact and we don't know what the fuck happened. But like, one day, her phone number just wasn't available anymore, and I'm not really sure why. But like, I have friends of all kinds of backgrounds. Like, I have friends that are Black, I have friends that are Latina, like all kinds of backgrounds, you know. The only like cultural background I really haven't interacted with like, the only the person with, like, a different culture that I really haven't interacted with is, like, Japanese people and also Chinese people. I've met pretty much every background, except for the one, more obscure ones, and two, Japanese and Chinese people. Which I would be interested. I am always interested to see what other cultures are like. Like, I don't do heavy amounts of research, but like, you know, I'm just fascinated by people of different backgrounds, you know? Because as a white person, I literally don't have a culture. I don't have one. Like, in my opinion, white people don't have their own culture, so I don't claim to be a part of any culture. But I guess you could say I was raised in a multicultural environment. Even though my parents are both white, my parents have a lot of friends of, like, all kinds of backgrounds, because my dad was in the military for a while. But anyway, so basically, me being raised in a hippie environment with a military dad, and my ex-friend, Juliana, being raised in a heavily Christian and sheltered. Basically, she was very, very sheltered, and I definitely was not. So, and I thought I could probably help her learn about what I know for a fact is actually true about the world. And I wanted her to learn that not everything's all black and white. There's, like, some gray area to everything. Why? Fucking mosquitoes biting the shit out of my legs. But yeah, I wanted to help her expand her horizons. And for a while, I thought it was working. And then she posted a thing on Facebook, which, yikes, it made me cry, because I thought that she changed into a better person after I met her, but that was not the case at all. Hold on, I'm gonna grab my phone if I know where it is. Oh, I'm sitting on it. Of course I am. Let me find it. And I will also show the videos of me addressing it. Here it is. So this is what she posted. Pride Month is considered a sin against God because God created a man and a woman, not a man and a man or woman and woman. And I'm sorry, I'm trying not to cry. I told myself I am not gonna fucking cry while filming this, but here I am almost crying like I said I wasn't going to do. But yeah, she said that shit, and I commented basically that I thought she was better than this and that we are not friends anymore, because it's clear that she chose her religious views over me. And not only me, but other people she hangs out with too. And honestly, the fact that she chose religion over supporting her own friend that was there for her through her lowest times, that's fucked up. That is really fucked up. Like, you can't just claim to support someone and then say something like that. I mean, you just can't. That's just fucking... That's like stabbing someone and then wondering why they're bleeding, you know? But yeah, I thought she was my friend, but she wasn't. And I will explain to you guys, like, the things she said to me, which I didn't realize was emotional abuse and religious abuse until recently. And before anybody asks, No, I did not Google anything. I just figured it out on my own. Like, y'all could look at my search history, and there's a chance that none of those terms showed up. Now, I'm going to Google what the definition of each word is, so that way I make sure I am saying the right thing. Alright, so I Googled the definition of... Ah, shit, wrong link. Okay, there we go. I Googled the definition of gaslighting. Gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation. Let me try that again. Gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation in which the abuser attempts to sow self-doubt and confusion in their victim's mind. Typically, gaslighters are seeking to gain power and control over the person by distorting reality and forcing them to question their own judgment and ambition. So that is what gaslighting is. In more simple terms, gaslighting is when you make someone doubt their own reality and judgment by basically saying things like, oh, I did not do that, or I never said that, or you're probably misremembering. Well, driftlooney did all of that to me, and I didn't realize it until recently, so that's great. I already lost a lot of friends in 2020 given similar reasons, and now I lost another because of that. And why can't people fucking stop lying to me? Like, honestly, this is making me trust people less and less. People are so fucking fake. That's all I gotta say. But like, when I would tell her about things that she did or said or anything like that, she would say, I never said that. You told me you have psychosis, so you probably are not thinking straight. And I fucking believed her like a dumbass. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to get angry. I'm trying to stay calm. But yeah, she made me feel like I was more crazy than I actually was. It was shitty of her to use my schizoaffective disorder to justify lying to me so much. And that's exactly what she did. Like, are you fucking kidding me, bro? But yeah, she would gaslight me. She also did a lot of religious abuse by saying things like, I'm worried you're gonna go to hell, or like, you should probably go to church because you might go to hell, and shit like that. And it makes me so angry that driftlooney, aka Juliana, would say that shit to me. And back then, I just brushed it off as her being concerned for me. But now, looking back on it, I realized that is extremely harmful behavior. And I tried so hard to change her views on shit in hopes that she could, like, have more of an open mind, you know? And that obviously didn't happen. And she also did small comments such as like, oh, you're so forgetful, or like, oh, you're so clumsy, but I didn't think of it as emotional abuse. But looking back on it now, I think it was. Because what I felt after hearing those comments was I felt extremely hurt. But I didn't tell anybody that I was extremely hurt by those comments. Because that room I was renting to live in and like the house I lived in, everybody there was religious, so they all believe that they could just make things go away with a prayer. So I thought, well, it's probably all in my head, so I should probably just ignore it. And I did. And I kept ignoring it, and I kept ignoring all these things until today, which I realized that I was religiously abused. And to be honest, the majority of the time that I was there in that house, I don't remember, which might be due to the fact with my schizoaffective disorder, which is a form of schizophrenia. I tend to dissociate when I'm extremely stressed. So I am really, really thankful I don't remember the majority of it. But I can't believe she would do this to me, and I've done so much for her. I've bought her gifts. I have drawn pictures for her and all kinds of things, and she did this. She chose to be a homophobic bitch in response after all the things I literally did for her. And I can't believe anybody could do that to somebody, you know? I left that group home with so much self-hatred, more than when I came in with. Now with the group home I'm in, by the way, this group home is for disabled adults. I am an adult, not a child. I want to make that clear. But like, now that I got into this home, I've been taught more confidence and more courage. And I realize, and the longer I'm here, the more I realize that previous group home fucked me up really bad emotionally, and I developed a binging and purging thingy. I don't know what it is, but I have not been diagnosed with anything. I haven't told my psychiatrist yet, but I started binging and purging after 3 months of being there. And what's worse is that they literally have seen me do that multiple times, and they didn't do anything to tell me what to do instead of doing that. And, yeah. I feel angry and betrayed because my friend that I trusted with everything for a year was abusing me without me knowing. I just feel really fucking betrayed. So, part 2 of this. So, a year ago, I met Juliana, and I was friends with her. And, I tried really, really hard to, try to help her unlearn some bigoted views. And she managed to deceive me into thinking that I managed to actually change someone's mind about that. Well, I'm sorry, I'm trying not to cry. That is not the case, because that is not the only homophobic post she posted. She posted multiple, and I can't believe she would do that. She was my friend and I don't know why she did that. I'm sorry, hold on. But I'm pretty mad and I feel really betrayed, to be honest. Hey guys, so sorry for this shitty lighting. It's kind of dark and I'm too lazy to turn on the lights. But I have to apologize for something I did a while ago. I gave my now ex-friend, Juliana, a platform on YouTube, and I have to apologize for that. You might be wondering why. Well, it's because of this. So, pause to read it if you need to. And before anybody comments, oh my god, you're doxing her because it displays her full name. Technically, I'm not, because she has used her full name multiple times on the internet. I am so sorry to anybody who may have seen what she has posted about Pride Month. Part 2 coming very shortly. This might be the final part. I'll probably make a whole YouTube video addressing this. But I can't believe you would do this. I can't, like, honestly, after all of the, like, explaining I did in more than one way, like, I explained it in the simplest way fucking possible. Like, why Pride is not sinful and all that shit, and yet you still chose to, like, be such an asshole, and I don't think I'll be able to forgive you for that. I can't believe that I ever gave you a platform. This is her channel. Please unsubscribe now. But sorry about that. I kind of, like, started dissociating all that. So I'm sorry. But yeah, that's what happened. And before anybody comments anything, excuse me. No, I unfortunately don't have proof for the emotional abuse thingy other than that Facebook post screenshot I have. Why is this on my arm? I think I'm a little tiny bit sunburned, but not bad. But like, I only have proof of that Facebook post. But yeah, she did do it. Just take my word for it. I know that my word isn't much because it's her word against mine, but please take my word for it. My name is Star, and I'm out, and I'm sorry for being so emotional in this video. And I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully in a more light-hearted video. See you guys next time. Bye.